Hey everyone, it's your host Cybergaming Studios, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and we're not going to be talking about multiplayer or campaign or the Call of Duty store, etc., etc. This video is strictly talked about co-op because I feel that this video really need to be made, and I've waited a couple of days to see if they're able to fix these issues, but haven't seen any video or Call of Duty YouTuber making a video about this because, as you know, most of Call of Duty YouTubers, they'll play multiplayer and only report on the multiplayer aspect. So in this video, I want to take a very good look at the co-op aspect of this game because there's a lot of problems that is being not talked about here on YouTube, and Infinity Ward is not being notified about it. So hopefully Infinity Ward can see this video and see why I'm being frustrated. So let's get started. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. If you are as well a returning subscriber, be sure to like the video or dislike the video however you like to. This as well pertains to new subscribers. And if you are new, be sure to hit that bell notification icon so you guys never miss a video, because notifications are not really going out very well and not people get notifications of my videos. So best do that, and let's get started. So we're going to be talking about co-op in general because there's a lot of problems that arose ever since that co-op was actually fixed. And if you're still experiencing anything of not accessing co-op or etc., then I made a video talking about the fix and how to fix it. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description that will take you to the video. Because the end screens, they will roll out depending on when I ever upload. So yeah, so let's get started with in co-op, and we're going to go in the first category we're going to talk about is special operations. If you guys don't know about these, basically there are two different types. There's classic and there is special or Modern Warfare's special operations, and basically it's however it's kind of a continuation of the campaign, and you try to complete these missions in certain parts. I think some of the missions most have 2 parts, some of them have 3 parts. So it's basically based on what mission you pick. But the problem here is not the missions itself, it's the difficulty of the missions that is making actually the missions very hard to complete. If you really look at it this way, I don't know if anybody has actually noticed this at all or if hopped into a game. Ever since they fixed co-op, I've seen an increased amount of enemies coming at me. It's very overwhelming. We can't complete it because everyone's constantly going down. We're being pinned down consistently in one single area, and it's just very frustrating because by the time you want to go to the next area, such as for example Headhunter, in order to get to the Scrambler, you need to cross the little ways to get into the middle one where you meet your first Juggernaut, and it's just we're being just consistently bombarded by enemies. The first part is fine, but when we get to that thing, it just becomes more of overwhelming for us, and it's just making the game really impossible to beat. Yeah, 4 players is very nice to help, but what would the point if you increase the difficulty of 4 players, and it just becomes to a point where you can't really complete the mission anymore because it's really hard. And when you ever get to the last ending, they send so much things at us, it just becomes really chaotic, and there's no way of trying to survive. I've been into matches where it will literally be probably almost an hour later, and we try so hard to survive, but in the end, when we're so close to beating it, we fail because we're being bombarded by not only suicide bombers, we're being overwhelmed by people in armor, juggernauts, everything that they can throw at us, they will throw at us, and it becomes very frustrating because there's very less support and there's more of things happening going on at once, and then you have the only way people are just going to get sick of it and stop playing this mode. It's not fun as it used to be before the update. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is going to stop you from playing the game. It's just going to make it much more harder. So I'm hoping that Infinity Ward can tune down the amount of enemies that are coming at us, because Jesus Christ, it is so much overwhelming that you literally are going to die. Even if we were just like, there was a mission where on Headhunter where all we're doing is just trying to revive each other, and in the end we all died because we were all overrun by more enemies than we were had the ammo that we had on ourselves. And that's just way too much. It's way too hard. It's really impossible to beat. I don't know why the developers thought that, oh, let's increase the difficulty and see how it goes. Well, I mean, if it didn't go well, I wouldn't be making. If it was going very well, I wouldn't be making this video. But I have to make the video to hopefully make other developers understand that if you make a mission too hard and unable to complete, then that's a really huge problem. Now, beyond that, this is one of the issues that I'm facing in special ops or special operations. I'm not really experiencing much beyond that, but yeah. The next problem about co-op is survival. Now, I don't know if this is happening to every single map, but I do know there is one specific map. I don't know. I know it ends with palace, but I don't know what the full name of that palace map is. And it seems that every time you get to either around 16 or around 11, etc., it can be all random. You'll have two enemies left, and once those enemies show, they'll just disappear. They'll just disappear off the map. The match is glitched, and you can't progress. You're just basically on an infinite round, and it could be any round. It could be any random round. It could happen, and I think it's only happening on that map, but I'm not saying that that's the only map that's happening. It could happen to other maps, and this is a really huge issue because if you want to keep playing survival, you have to rely on hope that that bug does not come in and screw your game, because once it does, it's just frustrating, and then you gotta tell everyone to say, hey, you gotta kill yourself because the game is glitched. There's nobody making anything, and if you want everything all the progress that we did to count, you will all have to down ourselves to be able to continue and get our tier progress, our XP, etc., and it can be very frustrating. And this is the issue that I've actually been encountering with only one specific map, not other maps, but it may happen to other maps. I think it happened on Piccadilly. I'm not 100% sure, but this is something that's really huge because you're being basically limited to how much rounds you can go on. And if you're going to be only limited to 11 rounds or 16 rounds, then what is the point of survival if you can't even go higher than that? I know that the developers are working hard. They're working very hard, double time, trying to get everything fixed. And I know the new Call of Duty is coming out very soon, so they're going to eventually stop working on this Call of Duty. And I can completely understand. But at the same time, come on. It's like every time they fix something, it brings something worse. And this isn't really terrible, but it's very frustrating whenever you have to turn on your mic, tell everybody to say, "Hey, this game is glitched," because most people don't even see the chat. I also have to talk about the chat because I think that it needs to be redone, and I'm gonna explain to you why. If you guys ever know that they introduced a new chat feature in Modern Warfare. And to access this feature while in game, you have to press options, and then you're going to have to press not options. Yeah, options. Then you have to press your touchpad once, and it'll bring up a chat menu. You can type anything you want in there, and everyone else will see it. The problem here with the chat is that whenever you don't want to put a mic on and you want to tell people the game is glitched to down themselves, people are not going to be able to hear it. One, the fonts are too small. They're not thick enough. Two, people don't pay attention because whenever you type, they typically don't see. As you can see, that's where what should pop up. And I was typing something. I forgot what I typed in this video. So it's very small. People are not going to pay attention to it simply because the colorations of the backgrounds, like the sun, sometimes it blinds the words so you don't see the words. So whenever you're playing, you're not going to see if someone typed unless you're in a very dark colored area. I'm hoping that the developers can actually improve this so people can see much more better and make it very optimized so people are aware that it's there and they can see it, so they can respond. Because I've tried replying to people even without a mic, because I have a controller that doesn't have a mic, has a headphone jack. It's kind of broken, and it's very frustrating when you're trying to chat with somebody and they don't even read what you're said, because either one, they can't see it correctly, or two, they're too busy with things, and it just becomes like they don't pay attention to it because there's nothing there to be noticed. Beyond that, that's pretty much my gripes with what's happening in this game right now, and I'm hoping that Infinity Ward needs to fix this as soon but safely as possible, because the more we rush it, the more bugs it will introduce. But beyond that, that's pretty much what my gripes are in this game so far. I really haven't found any other issues with the game. I just really found those issues that I talk about in this video very serious, especially if you're a co-op player and this is the only thing you play. It can really destroy you, because it feels like playing COD Mobile, where you can only play for 2 hours and then boom, zombies for 2 hours and then boom, that's it. That's pretty much how it feels like, but now that's 10 cents. But either way, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope you guys really did, because I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make this video, and hopefully other people can understand, and hopefully other people can comment and see if they're experiencing the same thing. If you guys are experiencing the same thing, let me know in the comments section below what's your experience if you experienced this issue, and if you fixed it, let me know in the comments how did you fix it, so others can actually try it and see if they can fix it themselves. I don't recommend deleting the game and just reinstalling it. That isn't good to fix anything, because it just really doesn't. But I just want to know your experiences, because my experience, sometimes it can be very annoying, but at the same time it's not. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video, and peace. Have a great day, guys.